winning and losing. Aside from straight up facts like 1 plus 1 is 2, most of the things that you believe you actually just feel are true. For example, when I tell you that you can be a millionaire and you tell me that it's too hard or you have to be lucky, you don't really have data on that. It's not like you did some research and you came up with it. You just simply feel that it is too hard. What you feel is not given to you by a divine entity. It is simply an accumulation of all the data you have received in life so far. All the things that you have done, all the experience you have had, all the things you have seen. All this accumulates into a big ball of knowledge that your subconscious mind then makes into feelings corresponding to situations. So when you think about getting $1 million, your subconscious mind, because of the things you have done and heard and seen, is probably going to think that you cannot do it. So therefore it's going to make you feel that you can't do it, so you don't try. Because it believes that if you try, you're going to fail, and your mind is going to try and protect you, it's going to do its best, so you don't waste your energy and your time. That is simply because your mind evolved in a different era. It evolved when we lived in caves. And when we lived in caves, things were simpler. For example, you saw a tiger and you got the feeling that you could never beat it in a fight. Why? Because you saw a bunch of guys before get in a fight with a tiger and they all lost. So rightfully so, you got that feeling. Things were a lot similar back then also because people always did their best. When you endeavored into something, for example, fishing, you never quit because you were too bored. You never lost a fish because you were on your phone and you were just digging around. Every time you failed because the capacity you had was not enough for you to win. Contrast this to today. Today you fail in a bunch of things. You think to yourself you're going to talk to a girl, and you don't talk to her not because of an actual reason, but because you did not feel like it. You think to yourself you're going to start a business, and then you find yourself digging around on TikTok, losing your time and your motivation, and you never go through with it. Or maybe you say you're going to study hard for your exams in college, and you end up again watching Netflix or some bullshit. You fail for a bunch of reasons that are completely unrelated to your actual capacity to complete the task. But no matter why you fail, your subconscious mind recognizes two things, two very simple states, winning and losing. And when you lose, your subconscious mind has no clue whether you lost because your capacity is that low or because you simply did not try that hard. For your subconscious mind, it's just an L. This means that everything you have seen around you and everything you have done, it all accumulates to a big ball of losses. Why? Because, of course, you have done a bunch of losses, not because you couldn't win, but because you didn't really try. And also you have seen a bunch of people do the exact same, lose at everything because they did not try. This creates a very biased subconscious mind, which in turn creates feelings in order to try and save you from losing your time and maybe your life. Because your subconscious mind, as I said, is there to keep you safe. It's there to assess a situation, assess your abilities, and make a decision on how it's going to make you feel, so you engage or not engage with the situation. So every time you think about your goals and the things you want to do, and on the one hand, you do want to do those things, you do desire them. But on the other hand, you feel very demotivated and like you could never be that guy that does all those things. Keep in mind that that is simply your subconscious mind making a logical assessment based on what you have shown it thus far. It's not making an assessment based on your actual skills. It does not know whether you're good in business or how well that interaction with the girl is going to go. It just knows that you have failed a bunch of times before. It cannot know that you failed because you did not try. It does not have a clue that you did not do your best and you bummed around. So, every time you get that feeling that you could never be that guy, Remember that you have never actually tried. So, Theo, what do I do now? Am I fucked for life because I have fed my subconscious with a bunch of artificial losses? No, not really. To be honest, you are kind of blessed because this information you will not find anywhere. I just found it because sometimes I think, and I come up with great stuff like this. So, the only thing you will do is truly see this video like 5 times and integrate in your brain that everything you feel is simply a lie. It is a figment of your subconscious mind based on things that do not really describe you. They only describe a version of you that does not try. So yes, if you do not try, you are going to get the results you're getting up to this point. And your subconscious mind is going to be right every time it makes you demotivated if you do not try your best. But seeing that you have never actually tried your best, you don't actually have a clue of how good you are. So you have the full right to completely disregard that feeling you get in your stomach. That feeling that you're not going to make it, that you're not that guy, you can completely disregard it. Every time that thought pops up in your head, you can laugh at it like this. Go like this. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's not me. It's you. Fuck you. You can go like that every time. You don't feel like this because you can't succeed. You feel like this because you have failed in the past. And you failed in the past because you have never tried. You have no clue how far you will go. God bless.